Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge. Vevor contacted me a while back and asked me if I would do a review of their pipe sander, which I've seen them, but I didn't know much about. And I said I would, and so they sent me the pipe sander, and they sent me the pipe sander attachment that you can use to put onto any angle grinder. So, let's see how they do. So, Vevor sent me these things. I guess I'll have to do the obligatory unboxing. I should put my camera on the other side. Oh man, there's a lot of belts in this, it looks like. Oh man, a lot of belts in this. Woohoo! Okay, so, man, that's a stack of them. Yeah, I'll figure out what they are here in a little bit. Ganza. Stuff. Belts. Belts and stuff. Good lord. There's a little grinder. More belts. Alright. Can't figure out what these two things are for. I will say it's never a good sign when it comes with a set of brushes. I mean, sure, that's great, you can replace them, but that scares me. That's on, so this goes on with these little holes in it facing out. There you go. So you can use just as a regular spanner. Okay, so apparently it comes with 2060 grit, 2080 grit, 2080, 2400, and 2800 grit belts. That is pretty cool. It's a lot of daggum belts. Our rotation goes that way. If you didn't know this, sanding belts are directional. You gotta make sure they're going the right way. Alright, that's on there. So, there she is, put together. Now let's see what comes in the kit. Alright, we got the same arm attachment thingamajigger, same wheel, same handle and spanner, more little collars, more of them. I'll bet this is to make it fit on different grinders, which would make sense. Of course that's what it is. There's something different about the kit than the full one. The full one came with this mousy little Allen and a regular spanner, and the kit came with an Allen on the spanner. That's pretty clever. Not as many belts. So yeah, this is 260 grit, 2120, 2240, 2400, and 2600 grit belts. And these are rings that you put on your angle grinder you're putting this on. So our kit, I'm going to put on this old quarter cable angle grinder, which this thing honestly has been a little shocking to me. I got it really cheap a long time ago and just keep a cutoff wheel on it. I've used the fire out of this thing. I don't usually like the angle grinders with the switch here, but this thing's worked great. I've got one of those spacers in here, and And it's gonna need a different one. I've already tried this on a different angle grinder and it didn't work. Not that one. That won't work. By the way, this is a 5mm Allen if you want to use something other than the little wrench they give you. If I can get it out. Guess we will have to use the little wrench they gave me. Alright. The red ones in here seem a little tighter, so let's get her cinched down here. Oh, let's try it at that angle. There's no reason why that won't work. No reason I can think of. Okay, putting the belt on. Simple enough. These two wheels, you know, do not move. This is your tensioner. So get it on there and then pop it in. That's easy enough. I got it plugged in. Yeah, that seems to work. Of course, it wouldn't be a springtime video if the chicken didn't come in the shop to hang out. I'm taking all the pieces it'll take to take that little Porter cable and make it back into a grinder. Putting them together so I can throw them in the grinder box. Okay, all my other parts, I'm gonna go ahead, including that little ridiculous Allen key and the brushes. Throw everything in a bag so I can keep it all together. Because if I don't do this, okay, well, they're set up and ready to go, so I guess I better get a piece of pipe and see how they work. Here's the plan. I use way more square stock than pipe, so I'm going to start with this piece of square tubing. This is some heavy wall with like 3/16, I think, 2-inch square. I use this when I'm making tooling that goes into the receiver hitches that I weld under all my workbenches. This is what I attach it with. So let's see how it does on this. Let's run the one with the Porter cable with you looking at it from here so you can see it. Went down to the material pile and got some pipe, so let's get to work on this. That didn't take long, and that's like a third of that pipe clean. I'm gonna work on this side using the adapter kit, see how it does. The difference this makes. Just didn't even go down through the belts. Just I wish you could feel the difference. This is rough, rusty, and this is slick. I mean, you can feel the scoring from the abrasive just a little bit, but it's just huge difference. And you run down through the grits, and I'm sure you can take that right out. Okay, they both did good on those pieces of 2-inch. This is a piece of 4-inch. That's on there good enough. Let's see how it does. Now that's just that much across. And this is rusted and painted material, if I'm correct. Yeah. Come on, chicken, get the hell out of here. Go on, get. So I was more aggressively pressing in this time. Let's talk about these things. As far as the belt sander attachment, that's great. Highly recommend. Order one of the adapters today. And the reason why I say the adapter is this is an old, worn out angle grinder Porter cable that I got on sale at Tractor Supply for like $30-something. And it is the same size as, motor. It's supposed to be the same performance as everything. Yeah, 1,000 watts, 60 hertz, 1,100 to 3,200 RPM. Same class grinder. This Vevor one is slow to pick up and just didn't seem to be as powerful. Now, and like I said, when I got it and I took it out of the box, when I saw it came with an extra set of brushes, that made me nervous right off the bat. So, I don't know, this kind of reminds me of the old Chicago Electric Harbor Freight grinders. If you remember those, they were like that orangey color even. But, those things were hit or miss. I had a buddy who just would buy like half a dozen of them at a time, and sometimes he'd get one that he would have, and I mean using on job sites welding, and he'd have one that would last a couple of years, and then he'd get one that wouldn't last a week. That's kind of what this reminds me of. So I don't know. I don't know the longevity of it. I do know that it feels like it's not getting the same RPMs as this one. I know that it's a lot slower on startup. So I don't know. I just don't know how long this will last. So on this Porter cable, watch how long it takes it to come up to speed. It's as soon as you hit the switch. Now, on the Vevor, and that's just, there's no way that's the same RPMs. There's no way. So I'm not mad at it. This would work. But I think I'd rather have the adapter. Now I would say get this one, because that way when the Vevor grinder blows out, you can stick it on any other grinder. But this doesn't come with all the adapters to make it fit on the different grinders. So it would have to be one with the exact same size as the... I just looked it up to make sure. The adapter is like $42. I'll put the link in the description. And the grinder is $160 something bucks. Now, something I didn't think about until I was just looking at it is the grinder does come with 100 belts. And the adapter only comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like 10. So that makes a difference in the pricing. But still, I mean, you can get belts. So 40 some odd bucks, 160 something bucks. I think either one of them is worth having, but if I had my druthers, I'd get the adapter. Let's see what Jewel thinks. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So Jewel, what do you think of it?
The button's a little difficult, but it's not too bad to turn off, but it's a little difficult to turn on. But once you get used to it, it's not bad. And I like how smooth it is. It's definitely smoother than a grinding wheel. It'll be definitely come in handy if I was on pipe.
Well, I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna keep the other one.
Really?
Yeah. So I just did a little internet looking at these, and there's some companies I've never heard of that have some of these out that are in the same price range as the Vevor, and then the only other one I could find was a Metabo made in Germany. They have one for $1,300, and one place was selling probably the same one for like $1,700. You would have to polish a lot of pipe to make that worth it. For any small size shop, I would say the Vevor is the way to go, especially the adapter kit. Because if you this is going to live on this grinder from now on. But if you have a real small shop and you don't have multiple angle grinders, you can take this back off and put it in a toolbox, and it's there when you need it. You know, if you're going to be using it a lot, of course, you want to dedicate a grinder to it. But I imagine I think your best bang for the buck is going to be this adapter kit. But you know, I don't know. I just don't know how this grinder is going to hold up. It's heavy, it's slow to start. This part's cool. Not so sure about this part. And I'll tell you something else. I normally hate these switch type grinders. This is the only one that I have. I don't like that. I prefer a paddle switch grinder because I can let go of it and it stops. I don't mind it on this setup because I'm not saying you can't, but I don't know how much trouble I can get into with this not being able to cut the grinder off. You know, you can be grinding with a grinding wheel and it starts disintegrating and you gotta cut that thing off quick. I don't see that being a huge problem with this. I mean, I don't see it, but it could happen, I'm sure. So, but I don't mind that kind of switch on there. So that means you can get a less expensive grinder to use with the adapter. Overall, this is a cool tool. I would recommend it. I'll put links in. And yeah, I'm going to try to get affiliate links. Maybe they'll send me something, but they didn't pay me to do this. They just sent me the tools, and I'll keep the tools. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. I hope y'all got something out of this, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and y'all behave yourselves.